Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Let's get talking now. Honorable Emmanuel Okejev has been is with us now on the program, Chairman of House Committee on Ethics and Privileges, and Honorable Ali Madaki, member of the House of Representatives. Both of them will be talking to us on the matter. Let me start with the Chairman of Ethics and Privileges, Honorable Emmanuel Okejev. You've seen what Honorable Mumin Jibrin says here. He said he's not at home with the way and manner, the motion and the process to set up the investigation on him was brought up by the Speaker. It looks so much like a plan and actual work that was done. Was that process duly raised, and was it properly put up at the floor today?
Well, thank you very much. Let me make a quick point of correction. I'm the Chairman House Committee on Rules and Business, not Ethics and Privileges. Now, having said that, let me just say that as the Chairman of Rules and Business, I'm also the gatekeeper of the rules and regulations of the House. Now, when we came back, several members came to my office and were expressing concern and ready to bring motions to challenge what Honorable Jibrin had done to their name. Because if you go through the various interviews that he has given, he has accused virtually every member of the 360. He's the only person that is clean. If you go through his interviews. So every member, it's not everybody that comes to the House of Representatives that will allow his name to be dragged through the mud because somebody thinks he can do that easily and get away with it. Now, if I allowed every member to bring a matter of breach of privilege, then the next few weeks, if not months, we'll be having a situation where members will be bringing up the matter. And so, since I accused everybody, I decided that as the gatekeeper of the rules of the House, I'll bring a motion of the collective breaches of the privileges of members of the House, which is what I did. And if you go through our Order 6 of the Standing Rules of the House, Rule 1, it clearly provides for what I did on the House, on the floor of the House today. So I don't know what it means, but breach of the procedure. I just wish that somebody points out to me where the procedure was breached. But I see that what happened on the floor was in order.
Was that business part of what you plan to do today at plenary?
No, if you look at Order 6 that deals with privileges, you don't give notice. Any matter of privilege, immediately it arises, you bring it up. And this thing happened while we were away on recess. Yesterday was the first opportunity that it could have been brought up, but unfortunately we took yesterday off in remembrance of a colleague that died. So today is the first available opportunity.
Right. Let me quickly go to your colleague, the Honorable Ali Madaki. Honorable Madaki, you heard what the Chairman of Rules and Business has said there. In your own view, do you think the process was duly and properly conducted, fairly on Honorable Jibrin today?
Well, unfortunately, no. Before my colleague, Honorable Jeb, raised his point of order, whoever was on the floor today will see that I was the first person who said point of order. But for one reason or the other, the Speaker refused to recognize me. After the Chairman Business Rule stood up under point of order and spoke, the first thing he discussed was that there should be peace and decorum in the House. We shouldn't come and fight. Nobody is coming to the House to fight, and we didn't fight. But he sat down. I raised another point of order. Instead of the Speaker to recognize me and give me fair hearing, he decided to again call on my honorable colleague, Okejev, who stood up and brought that motion on privileges. After he sat down, I raised point of order, and then the Speaker recognized me. And the first thing I said was that motion referring Honorable Abdul Mumini Jibril to the Committee on Ethics has been wrongly adopted by the House, because I believe our procedure, our rule, does not allow for the way it was done. When you bring a motion, it must be seconded first.
Honorable Madaki, quickly, Honorable Madaki, if I'm coming here, do you think that the manner in which the investigation was set up today, considering that there will be an investigation and report submitted in 1 week, do you believe in the process will bring fairness on Honorable Jibrin?
No, I believe not, and I propose my own solution to the House, and that is that the Speaker and the 3 principal officers that were accused, very grievous allegation by Abdulmumin Jibrin, should step aside. I am not asking them to resign. We of the Transparency Group are only asking that they stay aside so that we appoint a Speaker pro tempore, which has been the President in the House, so that an impartial investigation can be carried out by people who are not allied to either of the 2 groups.
Okay, Honorable Okejev, let me quickly come to you now. Honorable Okejev, waiting on this matter, with what is happening, it's not only one lawmaker that is involved in this matter. The whole world knows that. There's an allegation from a member against the leadership. So one will wonder, when you raise a point of order, perhaps, you raise a motion for an investigation on Honorable Jibrin, one will be asking, what about those whom allegations have been raised against? Is this fair from your own point of view?
Well, thanks very much for that question. You see, a lot of people, including my good friend Madaki, came to the floor with a predetermined mind that, okay, we are coming to deal with Honorable Jibrin. I think the mistake they made is that he didn't even listen to the motion, because immediately I started to move the motion, Honorable Madaki stood up and was bringing a point of order. Even though our rule says that once somebody brings a point of order, it must be dispensed with before another point of order could be taken. If he has, and in spite of the ruling from the Speaker that he will hear him after me, he still stood up, and throughout the time I was moving my motion, he never cared to listen. If he had listened, anybody that listened to my motion would know that the motion was the privileges of the 359 members. It had nothing to do with Dogara. It had nothing to do with the principal officers accused. The man said that all of us are corrupt. The man said that those of us who signed for Dogara, for vote of confidence in Dogara, had collected money. This is libelous. And, so it breached the privileges of the members.
This is a matter, Honorable Okejev, this is a matter that a lot of Nigerians are interested in. It's a matter that concerns a lot of Nigerians. A lot of people will be wondering, aren't you supposed to be doing a wider investigation into all of this matter? Bring everybody that is involved. That's perhaps what a lot of people think will be, so-called, an impartial way of handling this matter.
That would have been the situation, but the problem is that immediately this matter came up, Honorable Jibrin rushed to the security agencies, the EFCC were brought in, the ICPC, the police and other security, and they are investigating. Now, if they investigate and the House too is investigating those allegations, and supposing we find those accused to be innocent and the security agencies find them to be guilty, what happens? Or vice versa, what happens? So since he has rushed the security agencies and they are investigating, I think that should be that. What my motion concerned is was whether it was right for Jibrin to be recklessly accusing members to be corrupt.
Okay, all right. We'll take a moment now, Honorable Okejev, just a moment. We'll take a moment on the program, and when we return, we'll be looking at more issues raised by this matter. Join us again.